Isn't this interesting? I'm just looking at the news, or well, some news has caught my eye. Russia strikes NATO member Romania, and Trump goes silent. That's the news headline from Midas Touch Network on YouTube. And of course, I've also seen some news about Trump threatening Oman. And is it something about, I don't know, threatening to bomb Amman or some sort of a threat? I mean, I'm not sure what the exact threat is right now because I haven't really watched, the news in detail. I'm just looking at the headlines right now. So Russia strikes NATO member Romania. I mean, I was going on about this all last year, talking about this all last year on my channel. And things I was saying and predicting and prophesying last year are coming true this year. They're happening this year. And I'm just like, and I can see on the news that it's a residential building in Romania that Putin has struck. That's just more human sacrifice. And I've been talking about that here on my channel too. Through war, human sacrifice, mass human sacrifice for the devil, Baphomet, when it comes to the Christian world or anything connected with the Christian world or Christianity. And no, I don't mean all the Christians. I just mean the ones who pretend to be Christians and Catholics, and they worship the devil Baphomet behind closed doors, like President Putin. And I've been talking about this. I've mentioned this in a few videos recently, this year as well. Mass human sacrifice through wars or through war. This is what's happening, and this is just another episode of that. Putin striking NATO member Romania. First of all, President Putin is provoking NATO again, and I was saying this last year as well, because he wants to start a third world war and a nuclear war on top of it. And so he's been provoking NATO. And this is just another episode of that, of him provoking NATO again by striking a NATO member country, Romania in this case. And also at the same time, he's performing mass human sacrifice for the devil Baphomet that he worships, that he's possessed by, President Putin. So this is just another episode of, mass human sacrifice performing, or President Putin performing another human sacrifice or mass human sacrifice ritual for the devil Baphomet that Putin is possessed by. This is just another mass human sacrifice ritual that Putin has performed for the devil Baphomet. That's what it looks like in the real world. It looks like, oh, Putin has just bombed or, used a drone. However, he's struck that residential building in Romania. And of course, it's a residential building. It's not even, it's a residential civilian target on purpose. He's targeting civilians on purpose because he's performing a mass human sacrifice ritual for the devil Baphomet that he worships and is possessed by. President Putin. That's what's happening there. That's what's beneath the surface that normal, regular human beings who are asleep to the spiritual reality of things beneath the surface are not even aware of. And, if they'll hear someone like me talking about it like this in a video, they'll just say, oh, I'm crazy, and move on. They have no idea what's really going on with all of this. Beneath the surface, people have no idea. But I'm talking about it. So at least the few that are watching me and are open to, you know, the hidden things beneath the surface and the deeper spiritual reality of things that, that's the unseen that normal, regular human beings can't see and don't know about. At least the few who are watching me and they are open to that spiritual reality, or they're at least open to knowing about it, being aware of it, then I guess I'm talking to those few people watching me here on my channel for now. But that's what's happened. That's just President Putin performing another mass human sacrifice ritual for the devil Baphomet by targeting a civilian target, a residential building, a civilian target in Romania. And of course, at the same time, he is provoking NATO again simultaneously. And what's President Trump doing? Threatening Oman. Is that how you negotiate peace? Is that how you become the peacekeeper? Oman was negotiating peace with Iran, wasn't it? Before everything just went to hell. Before President Trump's, attacked Iran again this year. Which again, I was talking about that last year too. And the message did come through, regarding that this year as well. That he was getting ready to attack Iran again, that, we were trying to prevent last year. And I guess even after the nuclear site strikes, after President Trump struck Iran's nuclear sites, I was, still trying to talk him out, talk him down, um, so he doesn't do anything more, or he doesn't just keep attacking Iran. But and I guess I was able to, and we were able to kind of talk him down last year after the, nuclear site attacks, Iran's nuclear site attacks. But again, this year, he just went ahead and started attacking Iran again. And, he attacked Iran again. So, and then, is this how you negotiate peace? Is this how you want to be the peacekeeper? Is this how you want to, earn the Nobel Peace Prize? First of all, he's just taken, the, what is that? A Nobel Peace Prize. He's just taken it from someone else. Who was that lady? Who's that lady that he's taken the Nobel Peace Prize from? Is that someone from Venezuela? Is that someone from the opposition party in Venezuela? I don't know the details. So if I'm a bit, off about that, then never mind me. But it's like, is that how you earn a Nobel Peace Prize? You just take it from someone else? You just take it because Trump is a taker. He hasn't earned a Nobel Peace Prize. So he's just gonna take it, right? Because he's taken it. And he's taken it from a woman. What does that tell you about President Trump's character? Exactly. That tells a lot about, a person's character. That tells you a lot about a person's character, a human being's character. When someone does something like that, when someone just takes something that belongs to someone else, that someone else has actually earned genuinely. And then what was I hearing about Trump wanting to, I don't know, rename the Nobel Peace Prize to Trump's Peace Prize? What? Yeah, he just want everything to be named after him, doesn't he? And this is not the first time he's said something like that. But he doesn't want to earn it. He just wants to take it. That's the difference between people who have actually earned the Nobel Peace Prize genuinely and President Trump, who just wants to take it, or who just wants to rename it on his name. It's like, and he's been wanting to rename other things to his name as well. I can't remember right now, but there's been a couple of other instances regarding this. Um, so yeah, is that how you negotiate peace, President Trump? The fact that you're threatening Oman now too? And of course, I was talking about this, that the whole of the Middle East is under threat when it comes to Prime Minister Netanyahu and President Trump. I was talking about this last year on my video too, and now you're seeing it happening in the real world this year. Just things I was talking about, predicting, prophesying, and they're happening this year. So who's crazy then? Everybody thinks I'm crazy. Is that why whatever I've been talking about and predicting and prophesizing is coming true now this year in the real world? Because I'm crazy? Really? Who's crazy now? When you can all see it happening in the real world this year. When I was talking about all of this last year. Anyway, that's not how you negotiate peace, President Trump. By threatening a country that has actually been helping you keep peace or negotiate peace with Iran, who was playing the middleman kind of thing. And then now you want to threaten them too? That's how you negotiate peace? That's how you want to be the peacekeeper. And that's how you want to earn your Nobel Peace Prize. That's not how it works, President Trump. Are you sure you still don't want to bring me in? Oh, and of course, not to forget, you've made a complete mockery of the Board of Peace by putting President Putin on the Board of Peace. And is that's how he's being peaceful? That's how he's negotiating peace, by striking Romania, a NATO member country, which is actually, in reality, it's a mass human sacrifice ritual. He's just performed another mass human sacrifice ritual for the devil Baphomet by doing that. So that's the kind of person you have on the Board of Peace, who just wants to keep waging war. And you too, you're just waging war as well, and Prime Minister Netanyahu, and you waging war with Prime Minister Netanyahu. That's all you three musketeers are doing. You're waging war. So how come you are the ones who are sitting on the Board of Peace? How come President Putin is the one sitting on the Board of Peace? When none of you are for peace and all of you are waging war continuously. What kind of peace is that? And what kind of peacemakers are you? I don't even get it. I mean, are you really that delusional? Yes, you are. You are really that delusional because the devil has you and the devil has your mind. And that's why your mind is that delusional and out of it. But hey, hey ho, the whole world is watching. And they can see who is delusional, who is crazy, and who's not. Because it's being proven. The things I've been saying, talking about last year, predicting, prophesying. Some of them are coming true this year. So who's crazy then? Who's delusional? Who's crazy? Who's delusional? And who is a real, genuine peacemaker? And who's not? Who's waging war still, pretending to be the peacemaker? President Trump, President Putin, Prime Minister Netanyahu. And President Trump and President Putin are on the board of peace, and Prime Minister Netanyahu, these are the world leaders that are sitting on the board of peace. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? That's why I'm saying that President Trump has made a mockery of the board of peace by putting President Putin on it, who's still waging war and who's still provoking NATO too. Over and out.